Hey everyone, you guys, I am getting ready to show you the top 23 patterns of McCall's that many of us sewists purchased in 2023. So if that's some content you would like to see, please continue to watch. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you those 23 patterns that many of us sewists picked up in 2023. So without further ado, I'm going to keep this short, sweet, and to the point, give you all the details. Go get your notebook, or you could pretty much rewind it back or look in the description box below so you could see the patterns that I mentioned. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. But if you are new to the channel, welcome. Hello, Ciao, Guten, Aloha, Hola, Konnichiwa, Gwaan, Sabonani, Shalom, Bonjour, Terve. If you're returning, you guys know what to do. Go get your quick snack, something to drink, even though you don't need that. Come on back so we can go ahead and get into it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So listen, McCall's and Simplicity did us the best this year in 2023, in my opinion. IMO, right? In my opinion. However, I think McCall's had the most patterns for 2023 that many of us sewists picked up. You could you could chime off in the comment box below to say, no, Rochelle, I think it's more simplicity, or whatever the case may be, right? But in my opinion, I think McCall's and Simplicity came through this year in 2023 for the patterns. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the McCall patterns, right? So with these, listen, we're going to start with early spring all the way down to winter. So let's go ahead and get into it. First pattern, McCall's 8361. Now, many of us sewists, when we seen this, we were like, to the cutout. But listen, I have seen LaShawn do this. LaShawn from So Sophisticated Designs. She did this dress. Amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and drop her YouTube channel in the description box below, because I think she did this on live on YouTube. And I also seen it on Instagram. So I'll drop her YouTube channel in the description box below. It's 8361. And the plus size pattern, I think, is 8362. I'll put it up on the screen for all the plus size because I only have the misses sizes, okay? But this is 8361. Moving over to the next one, it's 8367. This one right here, Mimi G did a complete sew along for these cargo style wide leg pants. I love them. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but it's on my list for 2024 if you don't know. But it's 8367. Moving over to the next pattern, 8368. Brittany J. Jones did the complete sew along for this one as well. There's another sewist that did this pattern. I can't think of from the top of my head, but it's 8368. And then of course, I'm going to put the Mrs. Plus size up on the screen as well. But this would be a great one to do if you are looking at like some loungewear, which I have a video about that, loungewear, and I'll put it in the description box below as well as on the end screen, and I'll put it up on the screen right now. But it's 8369. It's great for loungewear. It's great for workout wear as well. But yeah, many sewists pick this pattern up. Now, I know for this one, you can do like view B, the top, and attach it to view E like Brittany did in her tutorial and not have too much of a cutout, all right? But this is 8368. Moving over to the next one. It's 8383, Brandy Jones pattern. This is a gorgeous dress with an oval cutout in the back. I know Mimi did this dress. I'm not sure of any of the other sewists who have done this dress, but once again, it's 8383. Next pattern, I did this dress myself. Brittany J. Jones have a complete sew along for this dress. It's 8384. I did this doing Battle of the Shirt dress. I love the sleeves. The dress is gorgeous, by the way. I'll put a picture of me in the dress up on the screen so you're able to see that. But this shirt dress is amazing. If you did not get this pattern when I showed Battle of the Shirt dress and did my complete pattern review, go get the pattern now during the McCall sale, all right? But it's 83, 84. There is also a Mrs. Plus size. I'll put that up on the screen as well. Moving over to the next pattern. Next pattern is a shirt pattern, and I did not get around to this in the springtime when it came out, but it's on my list to sew, of course. It's 83.86. I love the long sleeve, kind of like the elbow length puff sleeves going on in view B. So yeah, many of us sewers picked this pattern up, 83.86. And I think this one has a plus size. I'll put it up on the screen if it is, but it's 83.86 for this one. And I think the plus size is 83.87. If I'm incorrect, I'll put it up on the screen so you're able to see that. Moving over to the next pattern. Next one is 83.88. I did not make it around to this pattern during the springtime. You know, spring was just really difficult for me in April and May time frame of 2023. We talked about that already, but it's 83.88 for this pattern. And I actually love what the model is wearing in view D. So that's the one that I'm really interested in doing, or view B for this pattern as well. But it's 83.88. Next pattern, I know Raven Marine did this pattern as the sew along. I'll put her channel in the description box below, but it's 83.89, and there's also a plus size version of this pattern. I am interested in doing view C on this pattern, which is the zipper down the front, use some denim, make it do what it do. But many of the sewers sewn this pattern, 83.89, or even picked it up, but it's 83.89. Moving over to the next pattern. Next pattern is 84.03. I believe Raven from Raven Marine, she did the sew along for this pattern as well as 84.03. There is also a plus size for this pattern as well. I am interested in actually doing view C with the short sleeve is what I would be interested in doing when I get around to this pattern. But once again, it's 84.03. Next pattern is 84.05. This one right here, I am interested in view B, the puff sleeves. I like the green as well, but many of the sewers picked this one up in 2023. Once again, it's 84.05. Next one, another hot pattern is 84.06. Now me, I like what the model is wearing in view B, but I want the top of view B, but the skirt of view C is probably what I'm gonna do when I get around to this pattern, but it's 84.06. Moving over to the next pattern. So the next pattern is a Brandy Jones pattern. She does her own sew-alongs. It's 84.07. Many sewers picked this one up for that bodysuit that you see on the pattern, but yeah, it's 84.07. Next pattern is 84.08. Main Course did a pattern review for this pattern. I don't know who else owned this pattern. I know Black Sewing Network, which I will put their channel in the description box below. They did a TikTok live for this pattern a few months ago, but once again, it's 84.08. I would be interested in doing view B on this pattern when I get around to it. Next pattern. Next pattern is 84.10, Brandy Jones pattern. Once again, Mimi G did this pattern where she did the shirt and the skirt for this pattern. Many of us sewers picked it up to sew at a later time and more like the fall. But once again, it's 84.10. Moving over to the next pattern, it's 84.13. I'm not sure who actually sewed this pattern up in the sewing community, but I'm just gonna say, because I don't want to butcher anyone handles or anything, but it's 84.13. Moving over to the next pattern. Next pattern, I believe this pattern was a Sew Your View for this year, 84.19. It's just a bag pattern, great for the summertime. Now me personally, I like view B on this pattern for like a big old tote if I was doing like a picnic or whatever, a summer picnic when school is out. But once again, it's 84.19. Moving over to the next pattern. Next pattern is 84.29. Love this pattern. I don't know why I didn't sew this up, but I'm gonna put it on my list to do for spring, summertime, 2024. And because it's probably because it just came out in fall, and right now we're in cold weather. That's why I have a coat on. And speaking of coat, this coat that I am wearing is New Look 6742. I have a full sew along for that. I'll put it in the description box below so you're able to get there. I'll also put it up on the screen so you can see what the thumbnail looked like. and you could see it on your way out, all right? But it's $84.29 for this pattern. Next pattern, now we're getting into vintage patterns. First one is $84.32, not like the last one was in vintage, but it's $84.32, a pair of pants. This is a reissue pattern. I talked about that before, but this is a vintage 90s pattern, and it's the pants. And of course, if you have the pants, you have to get the blazer, which is $84.33. Many sewists picked this up together for the McCall's pattern for the vintage, because McCall's is starting to bring back these vintage patterns. So you might as well get them and make them modern. Okay. But it's $84.32, $84.33. Let's move over to the next pattern. So the next pattern, I have said this pattern so many times. And speaking of this pattern, this coat that I have on is similar to this pattern. The only difference is this one has a buttonette, well, a snap that you snap across. All right. But this is $84.38 and $84.39 for the Mrs. pattern. And it actually reminds me of UC. Honestly, the only difference is VUC has no sleeves, all right? But this is $84.38, and then the Mrs. sides is $84.39. This is a gorgeous pattern, okay? Moving over to the next pattern. Next pattern is $84.40. I wanted to sew this in the fall time, but it was still a little warm, so I did not get to it. But, you know, I'll put it on my list for sometimes in 2024. But the color block jacket, yes, 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 yes. Many of us picked this pattern up. And the last pattern for McCall's 2023 that many of us sewists picked up is a vest, $84.42. Raven Marine did the sew along for this pattern, so you could go ahead and check out that sew along from Raven Marine. All right, well, that's all the patterns, the top 23 patterns from the McCall's, you know, brand for 2023 that us sewists picked up in 2023. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. And since you made it this far, do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe button. Also smash that notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So I'll catch you in the next video. And as always, keep sewing.
I got a story to tell. I know they want me to fail. If they throw me into a cell, I know wifey, she paying the bill. Cause I can afford to be quiet. My city is dying and children are crying. Be alert, not devour. The enemy's prowling you just like a lion.